This conference will now be recorded.
All right, let's start. So yesterday where we were stuck, business rules. So let me quickly find out that business rule, system definition, business rule, this. And we were trying to validate something, correct? Product name, if it is null, then the user should not be able to submit the record in the database. But it was submitting. We had written false. Then I realized we have used it in the client script and it works in client script. Here we'll have to write something different. So I tried that already. Let me open this. Taking time. Okay. This was our business rule yesterday, right? So after our session, I tried quickly and then I recollected everything. Like to stop something from getting saved to the database, we should write set abort action as false. Let me show you. Yes. Set abort action, that is, see, current record. Current record, that is just about to be written to the database. Set abort true, that is about the record. Don't save it to the database, is what this line means. Yesterday I wrote this. If you remember, we already have used this in the past, but in client script. It works perfectly over there. It prevents the record from getting written to the database. But in business rules, this will not work and we will have to use current dot set abort action true. All right. So let's revisit the business rule. Business rule name is check product name. Written on Swapnil inventory table. We already know this is our inventory table. When to run this? A triggering point is before inserting the record in this table. Before insert operation on this table, execute this. Where did it go? Execute this. And then declare a variable. Store current.product name in the variable. Stored. Check if it is null. If yes, it is null, come inside and print a message, an error message. Product name cannot be blank. Set abort action to true. Okay. Otherwise, let us enhance it. If else and yeah, else gs dot print a success message. Gs dot add info message. Record successfully created. All right, fine. Now, what is if else for those who don't come from computer background? Let me tell you. In simple terms, in real life also we have if else. If this is as per our thinking, readability in the language. If this executes, if this condition is met, execute whatever is written between these two braces. That is, execute these two lines. If this condition failed to meet, don't execute this chunk. In that case, else will execute automatically. That is, this will execute, this whole will not execute. This will execute, and what have we written over here? Add info message. So again, if I remove this exclamation, it means PNM, product name, this variable contains some value. If I put this, that means that doesn't contain any value. User has not put the product name. If the user has not put the product name, execute these two lines. Give them an error, prevent the record from getting saved to the table using this line. Current, what is the current object? Current object contains the whole row. If I am putting product ID, product name, product description, comments, everything, the current object will automatically contain all those values. Current dot product name, current dot description, current dot comments. We can use it like that. That's the reason I am doing current dot get value product name. I can write comments over here. I can write anything. I can have multiple lines. I can fetch all the fields if I want. Tomorrow, if you say me like comments field also need to be validated, I'll write where comments equal to current dot get value and the name of the field, database name. I'll go to the form. I'll do right click. I'll find out the name. Hopefully it is comments, and then I can check the same thing for comments as well, like this. If not comments, not, then do this thing, else do that thing. I can do n number of validations like this. Correct. For now, we are trying to do just for the product name. Correct. So let us remove this, delete it. Let us remove this, delete it. Do we have anything extra now? No. Fetch product name. Check. Okay. Set action true. It will be aborted if it is none. Otherwise, execute this and give a message. Product record has been added or record successfully created in inventory table. Looks nice. When to run? Before inserting the record. Save it. Let us test it. I have a duplicate session opened over here. Same instance? No. Okay, fine. At least for now, we don't need the second instance. I will use our regular instance, duplicate session. Now these are the same instances. I'll do the testing. Search for our table. Okay. Now, create a new record. Keep product name as blank. Put some unit price dummy value. Put some description. Put some summary. Yes, and now let us try to submit. See, product name cannot be blank, means this condition executed. What happened? Where did it go? I lost that duplicate tab. It created two different windows. Yes, it created two different windows. Yeah, it executed this. But how about the record? Yesterday it was saving the records. Now copy this. 119, remember this, they should not be present in the table. Yes, it is not. See, Control V, hit, record was prevented. Let me close this window. I'll open a new tab over here. Let us open our business rule. System definition, business rule. Check product name and back to our business rule and our script. So this was all about on before. We can perform such validations. Then you will say, yeah, this is something we can check in client script as well. So let us try to draw a line between the two. I'll show you one screenshot. Let me check if I have it. Difference between business rule and client script. Let us say this. For remedy people, active link versus filter. Whatever difference is there, the same applies over here. Used for making changes to the appearance of forms, displaying different field based on values, hiding and showing a field, right? All these things we can do using client scripts. Showing, highlighting a field, flash, on change, if the cursor moves away, we have to take certain actions. Can we do that using business rule? No, right? All these things. On submit, the client description when the form is submitted, right? This is the difference. Customized system behavior runs when a database action occurs. CRUD operation, query, insert, update, delete. In that case, if you have to do anything, you can do it. On deletion of a record, I have to perform certain action. Example, we have our table, right? Parent table and child table. Not parent child exactly, that is not extending, but we have one archive table in which we push the record, right? It is happening. What if I delete the record from table A? The same record should be deleted from table B as well. Can we achieve this referential integrity? Yes, we will take one example. It will be interesting to see. Okay, so before or after the database action is performed, asynchronously, if we want to do something on display, I'll show you what is it. These are the differences. Okay, so don't get confused when to use what. All right. So UI level validations, client script. At database level, we want to handle certain things, business rules. Okay. Now let me close this. We will see a nice example of, let's start with delete. Do I have any? Okay, it is open. Cool. Now set this to false. We don't want this to execute anymore. We have tested this. Save this. Okay, done. Now I will create a new business rule on the same table. So system definition, business rules. See, false, false, false. Will not execute until we make them true. Okay. So now assume we don't have any business rule executing on our software inventory table. If delete operation, delete from archive. Okay. Or reference table, or let it be, name doesn't matter. We will select our table, that is table A, which is our supplement inventory table. I will talk in terms of A and B to keep it short. Okay, ours is table B, the main table. Where is it? Lost. Why? Where did it go? Archive is there. Lying here. Okay, advanced. Now, what is the use case? Once record is deleted from table A, example product ID PR0001, if the record is deleted, delete the same record from table B as well. Deleted from parent, delete from child as well. Referential integrity, kind of a dummy scenario. Okay, so after the record is deleted from table A, delete it from B. After, that's the reason I'm selecting after. Deletion. What to do? Execute the script. Now a challenge, how to do it. Think of a logic. Okay. What is our unique key? Product name or product ID? Let us assume for now the product ID is the unique key which is contained in both the tables. Let us use it as a primary key. Okay. So open a glide reference to table B. Okay. We know how to do it. How to open a glide reference. New glide record. We don't remember the table name. It is very complex. So let us open a new tab and let us go here. Let us copy it from the previous business rule. This contains the reference table name. Yes. Not this. The first business rule that we created. Push to archive. Yes. This is table B's actual name. Control C. Control V. Open the glide reference. Now, this glide reference, I have to filter out the record that has got product ID exactly the same as the currently deleted record from this table. Okay. gr dot add query. To filter out the record from the table, we add a query to it, comma. Now, go to the table B. I'll show you. It's easy. Swapnil archive. Open any record randomly. I want to see the column name of this. Okay, it is PID. Dot add query PID current dot. Do we have? Okay, let us keep it simple. I will fetch prod ID parent, product ID of parent equal to current dot get value what is it? Null inventories. What do we call it? Open any record. It is number. We know it. Okay. So whatever it is, if it is PRO 00345 anything, product ID of parent will be stored in this temporary variable. This will be stored in this variable. Now assume this selected variable contains the product ID. Okay, I have copied it. I have pasted it over here. What does this line mean? gr.add query. That means we have opened a glide reference to this table, table B, that is fine. To this glide reference gr, filter the records. Add query, product ID equal to parent's product ID. Filter record from this table B using this qualification. Child tables PID column equal to whatever is contained in this variable. And what is contained in this variable? Whatever parent table put, whatever the user put in the number field. So that product ID should be equal to this. After adding the qualification, gr dot query, actually query the database. That was something we were adding the qualification. Now actually query the table. Okay, database query will be executed. Now we have the result. So we have to do like this. If gr dot next, if record is found, what to do? Something needs to be done. gr dot delete. What is gr? gr means the record filtered out using this query, which would be a single record. Why single? Because we already know product ID never repeats in our inventory records. It is unique. So we will get a single record. Using this qualification, we will get a single record, and for that single record, perform delete operation. Let us see if it gets deleted or not. Okay. Are we going good? Glide reference. Get this value, store it over here, use it in the qualification. This line means fetch records from table B where product ID is same as table A's product ID. Qualification executed. This is setting the qualification. gr.query will actually execute this query. This can have n number of add queries. I can have, like, if I want to add some more qualification, I can write one more line dot add query. See, I can have those n number of, right? Okay, for now I have one qualification. Let us try to execute this. Let us revisit the conditions. After deletion of a record from this table, Let us see if it executes, if we have gone wrong somewhere, or we will put on before if it doesn't execute. Let us see. Okay. Now go to the parent table like this. Make sure these records are present in the child table as well. If not, I'll manually create one with maybe this. Control C, open a new session. Do we have? No. Did you see? For now, let us delete these records. And why didn't we have the record in the child table? If you remember, we have disabled the business rule. Correct? That's the reason it is not pushing. So what we will do, we will not go back and enable. We don't have time to do all those things. We will manually create one record over here. Okay. With the same product ID. This product ID. What is the product name against this? It is dummy. So summary is something. Control C. Summary. Where did it go? Okay. Product description. Okay, let the description be something good. Anything. And put it over there also. Save it. Product description is same. Product name like this. Control C. Where is product name? Yes. Control B. Save. Okay. Save this as well. And saved. Now see, assume this record was created using business and not manually. When a record called this was created, along with this, it was also pushed to this child table. Let us go to the list view. Can we see? Yes. See. So our business rule says when we perform delete operation, it should match this product ID with this product ID, and then it should delete the record from here automatically. Let us check. Delete. It will ask for confirmation. Delete. Gone. Okay. Now come here. Still exists. Let us refresh. Gone. Automatically. Power of business rule. What did we do? We created business rule on delete operation of the main table, and we told it whenever we delete record from this table, also delete it from the child table. Does anyone have any query for this delete operation? What did we do? Is it something you didn't understand over here? Please ask this chunk. Kalyani, Dipali, Swapnil, Ashutosh, Lokesh. Understood? Followed? Speak up. It is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We saw before insert, we saw after insert, we saw delete operation. Let us take an example now of one more example of after insert. After insert, let us disable this. Disable. Save. It will not execute until we enable it. Now go back to our after insert business rule, which is this. After insert was this, I believe. So this was the use case. After inserting in the parent table, insert the same record in the child table. Now imagine I want to trigger some notification from this business rule after the record is inserted. So what I will do, okay, there is a concept called registry, event registry. Let us go there and show you. From here, okay, registry. Don't worry about these, I'll show you what it is. Assume these are event registries for now, just assume. Okay, I'll show you how the flow is. Create a new event registry. Very simple. Just give a name and save it. Suffix, any name, registry. Okay. This is the event name. On what table you want to create this event? My inventory table, main table. Okay. You will understand this. You will see the power of business rule, what all things can be achieved. Supplemental inventories. And submit. What did we do? Just gave a name. This was generated automatically. We just give this two things, table and event name. Save. Okay. What to do with this event? We don't know. All right. Go to notifications. Notifications. Where is it? System notification, notification. Okay. Notification. I want to create a new notification because I want to send an email on creation of inventory. From where I have to send this email from my business rule, it should trigger. How it will trigger? Let's see. First, let us create a notification. What is the name of the notification? Anything. Inventory create. INV inventory create. Whenever a new record is created in the table A, that is inventory, trigger notification to someone. Who is that someone? We will specify over here. Select our table name. This is the table on which we have to create a notification on record insert. Whenever record is inserted. We want this. Right. Now, let this be unchecked. I'll show you later why. I have created notification, just given a name and table. Rest of the thing, when to send, when this notification will be triggered, to whom it will be triggered, what is the subject, what is the body, correct? Nothing has been specified. I will say when an event is fired. What event? We have created an event. Where is it? Let's see. What was the name? It is Swapnil Registry. This. The first step, we created an event registry giving the event name and the table name. It is the same thing. Select it over here. When this event is fired, trigger this notification. Okay. Now condition is something we have specified. Whenever this event is fired, trigger this email. Now, to whom this email will be sent? Who will receive? Give some user. User. Now, Bushra, give someone who has a valid email ID, right? Let us check. Otherwise, we will keep on beating about the bush. Why didn't it happen? So, users table, check the user's account. Does admin have some valid email ID? Yes, I have one. So let us select Pankaj for that. Where did it go? Pankaj, administrator. Pankaj. Okay. Pankaj will be notified about this. Okay. But what is the text contained in the notification? Subject. New inventory created. This is the body. Hi. New inventory created with prod with product ID colon. I want some dynamic value. What is the product ID? Right hand side, expand. Where is that product ID? Number field, right? Number, do we see it? It is product ID. Hope we don't have number over here. Yes, so label is getting displayed, right? It is this. Remove this text. It will do it automatically. And product name, this. Then anyone. So, anyone. Okay. Now again revisit. We created a new notification on our table A. Name of the notification is this. When to trigger this notification? When an event name this is fired. How to fire is the only thing remaining. I'll show you. But when this event is fired, run this notification. Who would be notified? Pankaj. We may add few more users or group if we want to see. Okay. Now, what would be the content of the email? Subject line would be this. Content will be this. Okay. Did we save this? No, right? Save it. Saved. Now we don't know how to trigger that event. The rest everything we have done. We don't know how to trigger this registry. How to trigger this event. We can trigger this from a server-side script. Business rule contains server-side script. So we can trigger it from there. How? Let us see. Go back. Okay. Now, forget about parent-child. Comment. It is like this. It contains nothing. We have opened a glide reference. We don't want this as well. I want to show you a different example of a notification. This means nothing is going to execute. Everything is commented. I just want to trigger a notification to someone. Let us start from here. Okay. Now we have something called event queue function. Very important question. It will be asked in the interview. How to send dynamic notifications? You have to say we can trigger it from any server-side script using event queue function. gs.eventqueue. GS, what is it? Glide system object. Server-side object given by Servicenow. A ready-made object using which we can do n number of things. We can do gs.info, gs.log, gs.addInfo message, gs.addError message, gs.eventqueue. Remove this event, copy our event. Where is it? Here we cannot copy. So let's go to event registry. Now, where is it? This is the one. Copy. Control C. Control V. Okay. This is the main thing that we need to pass in the event queue function. Rest of the parameters is up to us. I'll pass the current record. Current dot, let us see. Though we saw in the notification, we had access to all the fields, right? So we don't need, but let's just to show you that we can pass values from here as well of the current record, like a number, gs.username, the current user who has created the inventory. Okay, all these things will be available in the notification. Trigger this event, pass records. These are the arguments. This is of no importance. We are just passing the values. We can already access these values over there in the notification. Then also just we are passing it. Main thing is this. Okay, let us see. Again, flow. How it all starts. User comes to this form. User opens this form. User clicks on this. User puts some name, anything. Anything. Coordinator select and submit the record. Is it active, that business rule? See the mistake. Good that we didn't submit this. This was visible. See. All right. Flow. As soon as user submits this record by doing this or by clicking submit button, it will trigger this business rule. Why? Because it runs after insertion of a record in this table. So the business rule is triggered. It came here. It says trigger this event. It triggered this event and it using event queue, and the event was triggered. It came here. It came here. Why it came here? Because this notification has a condition. When this event is fired, where did it go? When this event is fired, okay, and how did it fire? From this event queue function triggers this event. That's the reason this got triggered. And as this got triggered, it, where did it go? Yeah, it came here. It sent a mail to this person with this content. Subject line, this, that, everything. Shall we test? Let us test. 120 is submitted. Control C, right click, save. Okay. Now, how to check the email has been triggered or not? In the email logs. How to check the email logs? I told you in the beginning we did transformations and all, right? So let's check from here. I go here and email and type logs and email. Check for email category. Logs, email, system logs, email. Wow. See? New inventory created. This is the email ID of that person whom we put in the notification. This is as per system date. It is still 10. Okay. US time zone is set, I think. They are behind this. Open. What is written? Where are those contents? Let us check. We'll be able to find it from here. See. New inventory created with product ID. Picked up correctly. See. And product name. Parachute. Wow. Now let us see if I received it, because this is the last point. From here it will go to Exchange. From Exchange it will, okay, go to the person's mailbox. If there is a confusion, the person is saying I haven't received mail, always come to this emails and check. If it is sent, then you can confidently say from ServiceNow it has been dispatched. We don't know what happened after that. Check on Exchange, Exchange server, Outlook Exchange. Otherwise, the state will be like ready to send. Let me open this. Let me show. Type. Where is the type field? See, these are all the states. When it is just about to be sent, it will be sent ready. After send ready, immediately in few seconds, it will become sent. It's like that. So as this is sent, that means email has been sent successfully. But now we don't know. Luckily, let's see if we have received it or not. Hmm. In spam here it is not there. Okay. It will take time, or sometimes it will go to spam. No, it is yet to come. It will take its own time. These are sample instances, right? Once I checked in the evening, I received the email. Okay, so forget about that. We just have to concentrate on email messages box. No, nothing. It will come 100%. It will come. Okay, let us refresh once or twice. Let us check the spam again. No, forget about it. It will come. Might be in few hours. Okay, so that's how it is. If it is in sent status, that means email has been sent successfully. Close. Okay. Now, this was about events. In interview, the people will ask, what is an event registry? What is the flow? How we can trigger a notification from business rule? Then you have to say like this, that dynamically based on some conditions, if we have to trigger notifications from business rules, we will use events. We use event queue function and put the event name in that, so that ServiceNow knows that it's time to throw that event, to trigger that event forcefully. Okay. And once it is triggered, it will find out the notification which has got that event. And once it is done, it will trigger that notification. It will see who all are the recipients. Those recipients will receive the email with those contents. This is how the flow is. Any confusion around this? Notification getting, following these things? If not, ask questions, because now we are going to see one more thing. Without using events in a simple manner, we can trigger notifications. How? Let us see. I'll go to the same form, notifications form. Where is it? Let me check if I go from here directly. See, when you navigate over here, like example I'll show you. I have typed user. Don't get confused. You see users over here. You also see users over here and here. You'll get confused. What is this about? So one and the same, it is just that module wise they have given a filter. If it is system security, users group, if I do like this, it displays all the possible user things. There is no condition. It might happen if I click on some like this, the system puts qualification. What happened? No, not this. The system puts sometimes qualification depending upon the module. This and this is same, but sometimes it will have qualification. Territories user, let's see, all organization users, all. Okay, it's one and the same, but sometimes based on the modules, it will not be all. It will have some qualification based on the module. If I want to see users from this module, then system will automatically put a filter over here. That's what I wanted to show. So don't get confused. You can click on any of them, and if all the records are not getting displayed, you can come one level back by clicking on all. That will remove the qualification, will show all the records. It is like that. Notifications also the same thing. You see notifications over here. See what I said. Build qualification and filtered out the notifications. I want to see all the possible notifications. I click on see our notification now getting displayed. Correct. Alternatively, you can click over here, or if you want to see without qualification all the records, then I showed you where were we? System notification. It will won't have any kind of qualification. All the active notifications will be shown. If you want to see the notifications which are not active disabled, go back one step. It will show disabled as well, like this. Everything. Getting? This is how we navigate. Now, mhm, we don't need this. We tested this. Double click, false. I want to create a new notification. I want that whenever a new record gets created in my inventory table, it should trigger a notification. But this time we don't want to use any kind of event. Okay. Without using event, just to differentiate, I'm giving a meaningful name. Select our table. Okay. Now, when to send. Here's the difference. We selected in our business rule, sorry, in our notification, we selected this and specified the event name. But now I'm telling the system that when the record is inserted or updated, it displayed two checkboxes. I want to send the notification on insert. If both, I will select both. Or now let it be on insert. On insert, I'll put the same thing. Users and what it will contain. Just to differentiate in the logs. and put it this time. I'll not put a big text this time. I'll take product name. You already know how to do product ID, product name. Cool. Whenever a new record is inserted in a table, which table? This table, table A, send a notification to this person or whoever you want, groups or anyone. What it would contain? A subject line and this text. Let us submit. Go to the business rule, disable the business rule. It is of no use because this time we are not forcefully doing anything. Okay, we are not triggering the event. So disable this business rule. It is of no use because my notification is automatically triggered. It will be triggered automatically on insertion of a record on table A. This is nowhere in the picture. Only notification and table in picture. Okay. Go to our table A. Hmm. Not archive, sorry. Create a new record. Submit. Remember 21. Control C. Submit. Submitted. Now, what next? We want to check in the email logs if the notification has been triggered. Let us go there. Email logs, logs, and email. See, send ready. And if I refresh it, after some time, it will be sent. Okay, the system will take its own time, few minutes or seconds to dispatch it from ServiceNow to Exchange. But it doesn't have control over what happens in Exchange. Okay, sent means our job is done. Sent from ServiceNow to Exchange. Now, if there is some problem in the Exchange server, then we don't know. We will have to coordinate with the Exchange team. What is happening? Why it is not triggering the email to the intended recipients? Correct. So now, if I refresh it, sent. Fine. Let us check out of curiosity. I just want to check again. Let's see if the first one, at least first one wala sent hua ya nahi. Let us check. No, these are all garbage emails. No. And let us check in spam. No. All right, no worries. Yeah, this is how. See, we saw two different examples. You have to decide if it is very simple based on create or update email needs to be sent. You can use this one. Where did it go? Let it go. Where is that? notification, notifications on. See, if the use case is very simple, that on create or on update, you need to send a notification, use this. No need to use any kind of right event. See, you have a choice to your condition as well. If the description is there, if the comments is this, if the status is this, then and only then send, right? You have all these choices. But there may be some complex scenarios based on if else conditions, based on some calculated conditions in the server script. You have to decide to send the notification or not. Can we do it using this? No. In that case, we will have to use event queue. The condition is very complex, right? If this is the condition, send. Otherwise, don't send based on some calculated flag. You want to decide whether to send on notification or not. In that case, we will use event queue, event registry. Getting? So all based on the use case. Any query, any question around this? No? Okay, fine. Now, something simple. You already know client script. Let us go back. No, we are not yet done with the business rules, right? From business rule, we saw on after we came to notification, get back to business rules. It all started with after business rule, right? Business rules. I want to see all. So I click on all. Hmm. All of them are false. Let us see a new one. Now, what is display? Let us see. Display business rule. What table? Table A. Now, imagine a scenario. Uh, when someone opens a record from a table like this. When I click on this or any record to open it like this, I want to fetch some data from the server and store it in some temporary variable, any static kind of data, anything. In that case, I'll use business rule. Okay. Where those values will be stored, we have something called Scratchpad variable. Interview question. What is a Scratchpad variable? A Scratchpad variable lets us pull server-side value, right, in a client script. How do you do that? In a display business rule, write a code to store value in the Scratchpad variable. And once that value is stored in the Scratchpad variable, we can go ahead and use it in the client script for our reference. So till the session is active, it will keep the value in the Scratchpad variable. Okay, let us try to simulate one example. We have a display business rule. Hmm. Scratchpad variable. Let us see if I have one for you on display. Good. Later I will share this text file also with you. Very helpful, very handy, contains small codes. Right? Yesterday I should have referred this because it already had this thing and we were trying with return false, right? Always good to have this file with us. So on after on display. What does it contain? Just one single line. See, one single line. This is commented, this is commented. Here the function ends. So copy this single line, Control C, come here, Control V. G underscore scratchpad will be like this. It is a keyword. Whatever is there after dot can be replaced. Whatever name we want to give to our scratchpad variable. Swapnil is my scratchpad variable. What to store in it? The current record which is opened by the user like this. After doing this, if I select to open this record, as soon as I open this record, if I want to store anything in the scratchpad variable, I can do it. See, current means this record, any record that is just open. That record field. So let it be current.sys created by, or let it be any value. What to fetch? Description. Let it be unit price. Current.unit price. What is the name? Unit price. Unit price. Save it. I have retrieved a value from server and stored it in a Scratchpad variable named Swapnilware. Swapnilware. This will be stored, the value of this will be stored in this variable. But then, after storing, what to do with it? See? Display business rule, those things are gone. What to do? Store this into this. But how to use this? We can use it anywhere in the client script. See, display business rule helps us to get the values that we want to use in client script, the values which are from server, and in the client script we have no access to it. So we use Scratchpad variable. Scratchpad variables can be accessed in client script as well. Now that the value is stored in this variable, we can use this whole variable in client script to read its value. Okay, hope this is saved. I'll save it again. Let us create a client script. See, now let's do one thing. Let us copy this, or don't copy. We will create our own onload client script. We will create new demo Scratchpad table scene. Okay, type can be anything. For now, let it be onload. This will throw an alert and will display whatever is stored in this variable. So one thing is obvious, display business rule will execute as soon as someone opens that record, and after that this client script will execute. Okay, after on display business rule, this will execute and this will show us the value fetched from the server. Though this is not a real-time example, I just want to show you how do we fetch values. Later I'll show you something like a field which is not available on a form, like is created by and all, and we want to display who created the record. I'll show you that as well. First, concentrate on this. See. Okay. Throw an alert, show us the value that is retrieved from the server. Again, run display business rule when the user opens the record, executed. Take the unit price of that record, store it in the Scratchpad variable. What to do with it, we don't know. It will be used in future by the client script to display something or validate something. Okay. Stored. Now going ahead. When the user opens record, when the record loads in the form, execute this client script. Show value contained in this Scratchpad variable. Did you see Scratchpad variable is so generic? We are using it over here, the same we are using it over here, it preserves the value. Right? Hope we saved this. Now we will test. Go to the third tab. Go to the third tab. As soon as I open some record like this, the display business rule will execute. Wow. And it stored this record's unit price in the Scratchpad variable, and then the client script executed and it showed us what it fetched from the server. 70, the unit price is 70. Now you will say the user can already see the unit price is 70. Then what's the use? This is only I wanted to show you that how do we fetch. Now let me show you. Now over here, do you see any field Like who created this record? When was the record modified? Nothing. What if you want to get such details and display it over here? Come here and go here. Configure form layout or configure table to pick up the columns right away. Where are those system fields, core fields? This is created by, updated by, created by. This is the exact name. Control C. Control V. Fine. Save it. Saved? Yes. Then here, the record is created by this variable. Let's see now. If we get access to such field, then the user who is a non-admin can also know, right, who was the creator of the record, because those fields are not present and he is a non-admin. He cannot go to configure form layout and drag those fields. He doesn't know. So go to the table. Hmm. Click. See, if it was some non-admin user, it would have displayed that name. We have created all the users using admin credentials, right? Otherwise, it would have shown us everything. This is admin, correct? So we can show the full name as well. Anything can be achieved because in the business rule, we have access to everything. We can fetch the first name using this user ID and all, right? And then we can make it display over here, store it in the Scratchpad. Whatever information is processed, store in the Scratchpad variable, just display the Scratchpad variable over here. See, this is not just limited to alert. It might be the case like you want the value so that you can do some processing in the client script. You can perform some kind of validation in the client script. It all depends. We don't frequently use on display business rules. Rarely, if there is a scenario where we have to fetch some server side value and based on it in an on change, on load, on submit client script, wherever, not just on load, anywhere in the client script. On change, you have to use that value to calculate something, take some decision in if and else. Every time I can use anywhere, I can use Scratchpad variable at that time. Okay, so yeah, that's how it is on display. Any query around this? Display business rule is used. Very important interview question. Display business rule is used to pull server side values and store them in Scratchpad variable. Here we took one variable. There can be hundreds of such variables I can write. Where1, where2, where3, where4, where5. And I can access them over here. All right. It's like that. If any question, please ask. No? Okay. Now, what's next? I'll do business rule. New. Hmm. What is this? Click. Before querying a record, I want to do something. Means then get. Okay. A real example. Suppose it's like this. Incidents. If I click on this, it is showing incidents. How many? 99. All the active incidents present in the system. Okay. In real-time scenario, I should be able to see only those incidents where in the caller field it is my name or I am present in the assignment group of that incident. Again, I'll repeat. In an organization, when I click on this left hand side, it should display a list of incidents in which either my name is there in the caller or I am a part of that group. One of them should be true at least. If both of them are true, then it's all right. The record should be shown. If one of them is true, then also fine. The record should be shown. If both of them are false, don't show the record. Filter it out. How can we achieve this? Now, ServiceNow allows us to filter out the records dynamically using a query business rule. I click on this and the list got displayed. Again, I clicked on this, the list got displayed. In between these two, I want to filter out the records. In between these two, see, the screen goes white. Just before the list loads, I want to filter out the records. Then, query business rule. Before query. How to filter out? Let's see. If I don't have an example, in the next session, I'll have. Okay, I have. I have. All right. What does it say? Let's see. Copy this. Control C. What does it say? Did we do anything wrong? Control Z. We copied something extra? Yes. We missed out this. Control C. Control V. Good. Now see carefully. Let us bring this over here. This over here. This and here. Okay. What is the meaning of this? If GS, we know what is GS. Glide System Server Side Object given by ServiceNow, using which we can do many things. We can display error, we can display a message, we can do logging like gs.info, gs.log, right? gs.getSession is interactive. If the session is interactive, that is, if the user who is logged in is a real-time user, okay, that is, user is using the UI, nothing is happening automatically from a backend in an automated manner. This is what this line is about. If it is a real-time session, see, mine is a real-time session, I'm using the system. Interactive session, I'm a real-time user. That means this is true. Okay. Now, Get the user ID, that is the login ID of currently logged in user. How to get that? gs.getUserID function. See how simple it is. ServiceNow has given a ready-made function. If you do like this, gs get user ID is one of the function. No, not even there is a need to remember the exact syntax, because when you do dot, it populates all the functions that can be used. Okay, get the login ID of the currently logged in user. The user who is doing this, clicking on this or clicking on anything. The current user is Pankaj Jadhav. Get his login ID and store it in a temporary variable. Okay, current user logged in into the system. Take his login ID, store it in a local variable. This can be anything. This can be Swapnil, this can be Kalyani, this can be Ashifa, this can be anything. Meaningful variable. Okay. Whenever I do an assignment, from right hand side, the value is stored in the left hand side. Here to here. Okay. This is done. Okay, fine. Now where q equal to current dot add query current. What is current over here? Current record. What is the current record? This record. Current over here. When I click on here, for each record that is getting displayed in the list, for each record it will check. What it will check? Caller ID. Is the user present in the caller ID field? What is this? Let me show you. Don't get confused. See. We have incident table. Yes. Yeah. I am opening a random record. Yes. Open. Coming up. Okay. What is that caller underscore ID? It is this. Right click on this. No. Caller under, ignore this. This is my customization. Caller underscore ID is this. This. Current dot add query. Current contains all the 99 records, but filter them by adding a query. Set caller underscore ID of incident record should contain the currently logged in user. Okay. Or the assignment group. What is this? Assignment group. Right click. Assignment underscore group should contain the group. Right. Get my group. Does it contain the assignment group? That is the user part of that assignment group? Yes. Either of the conditions should match or both of them should match for the user to see the record over here in the list. If both the conditions fail, the user won't be able to see that particular record in the list. Then the system will check for the other records. Over here, is the user present? Is the user a part of that assignment group? Over here, accordingly, the filtered chunk will be shown to the user. Okay. User should be a part of caller field, or the user should be the part of the assignment group present in that assignment, in that incident. Then and only then the incident should be shown to that user. If the user is part of the caller field but is not part of the assignment group, then also show the incident because the user is present in the caller field. If the user is not present in the caller field may suppose Alia, but the user is present in the assignment group of that incident. कोई एक condition तो match हो गई because there is or condition over here and not and. If it was and condition, in that case, both the conditions should match. In the caller ID field, the person should be present for that particular incident, as well as that person should be the part of the assignment group. Otherwise, that incident won't be shown. When we say or, we give a liberty, at least one of the condition or both the conditions should be same. Now let us save this. Did we give a name? No. When to run display. What is the name? Swapnil. Swapnil display. No, this is query BR. Okay, on what table? Incident table. Okay, let us do one thing. We will not create this. Ideally, it should be global. Okay, so let me check if we already have one. Discard this. I must be having it already created sometime in the past. Let me check quickly. Business rules. I want to filter out the business rules written on a particular condition. Can I do like this? About action add message advance class condition. What is this? No, this is something different. Empty. No, not condition. Let us try to find out if we have that thing created by did client callable filter condition priority package overrides query update type update when. What is this? See, when display business rule after business rule. This is how we configure, right, the layout. Now it will be easier for us to filter out the past business rule that I created for. So I want it to be query, right? I'll write query over here. No, there is not a single query business rule. No. Okay, let us try to change the scope. Let us global. Yeah, because ours is before, correct? Query is a checkbox. In the drop down, it is say before. Make sure description, mediclaim check date. Okay, application. Let us then filter it out by incident table. See, all the business rules before business rules written on the incident table. See how I found out on query business rule. Right, these are the sample business rules I created, gave it a proper name, so I was able to find out. I have set it to false. That's the result you are able to. That's the reason you are able to see all the 99 incidents. Let us open one. Yes. See, before query. What does it do? Return on incident table. Okay. What does it do? Same thing. Let us cross check. Yes. Get the user ID if the session is interactive. Get the current user who has logged in into the system. Store it in a local variable. Put it in the query. We already know this now. Okay. And then it will execute. Let us set it to true active. Save. Okay. Even if we want to change the name of the business rule, let it be Swapnil on query PR business rule. Save it. This is an active business rule put into effect from now. So if I refresh this, let's see. Did you see the change 99 to 13? Now when I click on this, when I do like this, incident, as soon as I click open, on query business rule triggered, and it displayed just 13 out of those 99 records. Why? Let us see. Sample. Am I present in the caller field? No. Then why the incident is displayed to me? Why I can see this? This condition false. Pankaj is not present over here. But is Pankaj a part of change management group? I am sure he should be. That's the reason he's seeing this. Let's see. Change management group. Navigate to change management group. Group. Groups. Paste. Open. Check the members present in this group. How? And Pankaj is present in this group. So justified. Why why Pankaj is able to see that particular record. Let's check for the other record. Where are the incidents? Hmm. Okay. Here also. Caller is Bushra Akhtar, but the assignment group is change management. That's the reason. Again justified. Or rest of the records as well. I'm sure the caller field. Suppose here. See here caller field. One good example. Open. Here assignment group is not present. So on what basis it is showing records to Pankaj? Pankaj is present in the caller field. That's the reason. Either this condition should match or this match or both should match. But if this was also blank, the record would not have been showed to Pankaj. Some other name was there, suppose Ganesh Khatar. If this was the case, Pankaj would never see this incident in the list. All right. This is how we use on query business rules. Okay. So it's like that. And fine. I think we are almost done with business rules. We saw example of each. I will give you one small assignment or very simple. See this before, forget about this now. Like if I do like this, if I click on new, we saw these things. Where will it go? Try to explore this before update or after update. Very simple, no rocket science. If not happening, I'll show you in the next session how to do it. Okay. Like here, we insert a record, we write trigger some script. Similarly, when we update the record on this table, our supplemental table, it should trigger some script. No rocket science. Take an example, take two tables A and B, like we have supplemental inventory. If I update anything, it should update the same attribute in table B. Simple scenario. Try that. If no, I'll show you in the next session. Okay. And one more thing. Leave this. Theoretically, I'll tell you because it will happen. I know. When we do web service or something, I'll tell you. When do we use asynchronous business rule? There is a scenario where you don't have to wait for some action. The action will be triggered, but you don't want to wait until it completes. Like I have kept async and I have used event queue over here. I don't want to wait for it. I'll do gs dot event queue whatever we did in a on after. We could have placed it over here. Do whatever you want. Trigger the notification in parallel. Don't wait for the notification to complete. That's what asynchronous business rule is about. What like I want to give a web service call. In that case, if an inventory is created, I want to give a web service call to create the same record in a child table. I don't want to use business rule. There is something, a third party application, Jira application. I have to push this record to that Jira application using web service. I will use the Jira web service over here and push the current record to that application. But don't want to wait until the web service finishes its execution. I want to resume with my operation. I don't want to wait for it to get completed. In that case, I will use asynchronous business rule. Okay, you can give a try. Like we created on after, right? On after business rule. After insert, today we did gs.eventqueue and we triggered an event. What you do, take async and try that. Okay, insertion, async, give a try. If the same thing happens, a notification is triggered or not. Ideally, it should be triggered. If no, tell. Okay, simple things. Check this option. If no, we will do it the next session. All right. We saw so many things, almost all in the business rules. Next session, mostly we will start with service level agreement and then we will take up ACL. ACL is a very important concept. You have to study it thoroughly. I'll share a small document on that. I have documents on business rules, client scripts as well, which I'll be sharing with you shortly by end of the second session next week. Like on Sunday evening, I'll start sharing the documents. So by Sunday evening, we'll be 50% done with our syllabus, right? ACL we will see, SLA we will see. There is something called UI policy. There are lots and lots of things to come, right? We will see all those things. So I think for today it will be kind of overdose. We will stop here, go through the recording, study everything thoroughly. See, Once you get a habit like, oh, recording I can refer to it anytime. I can see the recording anytime. Don't develop that habit. Okay, it is bad. And then you will not go through those videos, and then it will all start the circle, vicious circle. You won't understand the next session because you didn't visit the video. Okay. Yeah, one more update. So if you are not able to download, if you lose your videos anytime, I have started my new channel. I will share you the link. Subscribe to it. Okay, whatever videos we had so far, I have put those on YouTube. So if any point of time you lose those videos, the downloaded videos due to some other reason, anytime you can go back to my channel. The same, exactly the same recordings are also present on that video. I'll share you the link in the evening. Okay. And for this, I'll share you the recording in the evening. All right. So yeah, have a nice day. Okay. And have a nice week ahead. Okay. We will meet next Saturday. Any question, query? Kalyani, Lokesh, Swapnil, Swaraj, are we good?
Yes, Pankaj.
All
Yes.
right. Let me stop the recording. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pankaj.
Thank you.